Hi class, welcome to week 2 of our family systems approach. We're going to be studying the psychoanalytic family therapy model and the intergenerational therapy model, mainly the Bowen approach to working with and looking at families. You're going to notice that I am giving you a lot more assignment in your personal journal. Reflection paper will be much more focused on Murray Bowen. I feel like this is a really important approach in our work in family systems, and the psychoanalytic approach is also right there, right alongside. It has a lot to offer. One of the things that I wrote in the margin as I was rereading the section of the book is that there are times when therapists find themselves scratching their heads about clients' interactions, like what's going on, and the psychoanalytic approach is a really great place from which to view what might be happening. As it could very well be more about some of the terminology you're going to read about in the book: projective identification, transference between family members, the ledger of entitlement and indebtedness. That often is what's happening and needs to be brought into view and be brought forward for clients to look at and understand with greater awareness, and allowing them to make changes and to have more ability to make change from a place of awareness and insight. I personally really like Murray Bowen, the intergenerational approach. Two of his most famous, most well-known concepts and constructs are differentiation and triangulation. We see this all the time in therapy. The concept of being able to differentiate and what that means. There's two parts to it: interpersonal and intrapersonal. Both of these are to be looked at and viewed and understood when working with clients. The interpersonal meaning separate thoughts from feelings and in order to respond rather than react, and the interpersonal know where one self ends and another begins without loss of self. So we're talking about boundaries, and we're talking about understanding who we are separate from the other person. And as you will see in the video that I've given you to watch about Bowen, is that the degree to which we are differentiated really happens, and we leave home with that level of differentiation, and may have to, we bring it into whatever relationships we move into as adults. So this will be an area that we work on a lot with couples and with families. I'm just thinking about a group of sisters that I've been seeing that have very little differentiation, and that intergenerationally they come from a family. And interesting, there's a cultural element to this as well. They're Portuguese. They come from a family where there was tremendous emotional and physical abuse from the mother, and so they came away with very little differentiation. Now they're trying to work out their relationships with each other so that they can feel close and have a sense of well-being and not be fused emotionally. They're very reactive and reactive to each other, so they're not very differentiated, and they're really looking to get clearer about that. So this is very applicable in with this particular group of women, sisters that I'm working with. There are other people that have worked in intergenerational therapies, and you'll be able to read those in the book. I'm looking forward to having you read those and reflect on that. The concept of chronic anxiety is really powerful. That is very different than the anxiety that one might become diagnosed with and medicated for. It involves the automatic physical and emotional reactions that are mediated through conscious logical processes. its response to crisis, loss, conflict, and difficulties, and is transmitted across generations. You're going to be doing your own genogram this week, and I have given you 2 resources. One is a video. The other one is, there's a page in Gerhard, I believe I wrote down, it's 537, that'll give you a guide for the symbols that you're going to use. And then questions that I want you to consider that have to do with Murray Bowen. It's in the instructions, so I will not belabor that at this point. Let's see, what else do I want to say to you? I hope it's clear now that the reflection paper that you're doing, the journaling reflection paper that you're doing, is due the week after the assignment. And I would also ask if you would please try and get onto the discussion forum boards early in the week. That is a really very helpful for all of us, for me, and as well as those that are posting and responding. So please do that. Be conscientious about getting onto the boards as quickly as possible and working on your what you have to the questions that I've asked you to respond to. Okay, I hope that's clear enough. And again, if you have questions or you have concerns, please contact me via email, and we'll address them. Okay, see you on the boards.